So it seems Starfield's 2-year anniversary came about and they released this cryptic trailer, very short, 12 seconds, but it did give us some kind of indication as to what the next expansion is going to be. However, they didn't really give us any more information as to when it's arriving. Is it 2025? Is it 2026? Will it actually be ready for the September release date? None of this was actually unveiled. They've been cryptically quiet, and whether that's because they're planning to release this in line with the PS5 and in hopes to make more sales that way, or try to polish it that way, it's really unknown. But they are unceremoniously quiet at the moment, and though they have released little tidbits of information, everyone that loves Starfield, including myself, is anxiously hoping that we'll get some news soon. You can see that people are, like Brandon here, are we going to get an update for the anniversary? And these little cryptic messages, just, people just want more. It's been a year since we've had a major haul update. Normally we get like smaller updates and then we get the big update, but it looks like none of that has actually transpired. So what's actually going on? Well, we did get this not long ago, and Bethesda confirms new Starfield updates. There's going to be a new DLC story, and we're going to get to the name in a second because it's quite important. We're going to get some free updates, new features, new game systems, updated space gameplay, making space travel more rewarding, and other small delights. Now, obviously, again, this doesn't really tell you anything. Or, well, not anything, but it doesn't tell you much, other than the fact that we are getting some updates. Now, obviously, when it came to Shattered Space, a lot of mixed reactions were had with that game, mainly because people got what they wanted. They desired a whole expansion to be based on a curated planet with a curated storyline. And when they actually got what they wanted, they realized this isn't what they wanted, but it was at that point too late. The Shattered Space did have like a mixed reception. Personally, I really enjoyed Shattered Space. Would I have enjoyed some interplanetary running around? Yeah, because you've got a spaceship and you kind of want to go from planet to planet, exploring, space battles and stuff like that. But this kept you firmly rooted to the ground, and it kind of took away from what Starfield is with the whole space exploration. So I think, Bethesda has learned from that mistake that, yes, listening to your audience is generally a good idea. But at the same time, you kind of need to take what they're saying and then weigh it against the pros and cons because, let's face it, the I know the sound is going to be weird, but the customer isn't always right. The customer always doesn't know what they want. They think they know what they want, and maybe for the most part they're correct. But in this situation, they were not. But if you are enjoying this content, do consider leaving a like, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. We're trying to hit 10,000 subs. Let's see if we can hit 150 likes. Also, if you're enjoying the video, leave a hype. You can leave up to free hypes per week. So if you're enjoying my content, do consider doing that. And don't forget to make sure that when you're looking at your content, YouTube now has this weird thing where they are adding a restricted mode, which is for some people auto enabled, and you're not getting content. And this is why a lot of viewers are actually having trouble with their content and their view numbers. Check to make sure that YouTube hasn't restricted you as well. Simply click on your profile, and when on the menu drop down, you'll see restricted mode. If it's disabled, you are good to go. Right, back to the video. Now, when we actually deciphered what they actually showed, this is what actually comes up. Starfield Terran Armada. Now, Terran is generally referring to Earth, humans. So this is going to be interesting, whether this is going to be like a faction, or maybe they're going to actually kind of revamp Earth. Currently, there's just like some key areas and artifacts on Earth. It would be nice to see like a kind of, I don't want it to be completely tailored, but some sign of civilization with broken buildings and abandoned places, not like just a complete wasteland. So that would be kind of nice. And I think you see it right here. I hope they add more detail to Earth. There should be ruined cities instead of just a few artifacts. This is the exact type of thing I'm talking about. We're not talking about them going about and completely and utterly making a complete story there, but these planets having like ruined civilization or completely abandoned civilizations, being able to just kind of piece together what's actually happened and see what the aftermath is left about would be really cool, considering that is a huge part of what Starfield is. But as you can see up here, Bethesda is celebrating Starfield's 2-year anniversary with a cryptic video. The fans have decoded a hidden message, Terran Armada. This looks to be the title of the next major expansion, following Shattered Space. What we know. The tease points to a potential new faction or storyline connected to humanity's past and Earth's destruction. Rumors suggest a release in 2026, possibly alongside a new PS5 version. Now, the PS5 version has been rumored and tooted almost yearly for the past 2 years, if not monthly. You've had insiders saying it's coming every single month. And at some point, when they're right, they're going to say, see, I told you so, I was right. I only had to guess 400 times, but eventually I was right. And at that point, you're going to probably scratch your head and go, okay. But that aside, I do think it's a bit sad that we have to wait until the PS5 version is released, if that is the case, before we get a game. That means at that point that as an Xbox customer, you're just no longer their primary audience and you're not being valued, and the people that are being valued is the PlayStation audience. I mean, that's how I see it. You can take it however the hell you want. If you are delaying an update, if the update is ready or there are updates ready and you are delaying these because you want to release them at the same time with another version of the game that you're going to sell, I totally disagree with that. That goes against everything that Microsoft should be going for. Bethesda has confirmed the DLC will come with free updates and a focus on improving space gameplay, which is going to be cool. The speculation is wild, an Armada returning from a different universe, a prequel. The hype is officially building. What are your theories? Well, for me, I'm hoping that we're going to see I know Earth right now is just completely barren, but I want to see a different side of Earth. I want to see a kind of torn down Earth, a kind of wasteland of an Earth where the buildings have just been crumbling, and you know what I mean. Like when you go and see these post-apocalypse areas and they're just completely destroyed, barely structurally standing. I think that's the type of thing that a lot of people would like to see. I think having a Terran Armada faction would kind of be cool. It would provide us with new things, but realistically right now the paid mods are what's carrying Starfield. And there are some really great mods out there and some really like awesome ones that completely transform the game from what it is. But you shouldn't have to rely on mods are great, don't get me wrong, but you shouldn't have to rely on mods in order to provide the experience and the continuity that the game needs. And I do feel Bethesda should be more communicative with their audience. I feel like, yes, they don't have to listen to everything we say, but I think having that one-to-one relationship with the community, I think, is always good. Keeping the community in the loop is always going to be in your favor. At the end of the day, if it's been delayed to 2026, let us know that it's been delayed to 2026. Now people are going to go to Tokyo Game Show with the anticipation that Starfield might be there in time for a September launch, and if it's not there, they're going to get even more disappointed. And this is mainly because there's just a lack of communication here. Obviously, communication is one of Microsoft's weak points, and after Shattered Space, maybe they've decided that they're going to kind of hold things to their chest. But this Terran Armada, which is basically what the new expansion is supposedly going to be called, I've got really high hopes for it. I'm excited for what it can bring, and I'm excited for what it can do for Starfield. But provide information, keep the community in the loop. The Starfield community is vibrant, it's massive, and it is great. There's a lot of people there, from shipbuilding to ferry building to just all sorts of things. And I love the community for that. Even the modding community, it's great. It really is. But I feel like Bethesda, who normally is actually quite intertwined with the community because they have that. It's almost like the whole culture at Bethesda has changed. They've gone from this really kind of part of the community to now we're just going to sit in the back, do what we need to do, and just provide no form of communication. And whether that's because of past issues with communication and open talking, and things being said that shouldn't have been said from other Microsoft studios, and Microsoft just basically saying, right, that's it, you guys need to, everyone mum's the word, or just a pure shift in culture at Bethesda. I don't know, but Starfield is getting an update. It is getting DLC. It's going to get more updates. This is a 5-year project that's supposed to be happening, and hopefully it will go on for longer than that. I've recently played another one of Bethesda's games, a DLC to Indiana Jones, and I absolutely loved it. Bethesda, in general, with their studios, whether it's Bethesda Softworks or Machine Games, are quickly rising to become one of my favorite studios in delivering the games that I personally enjoy. So having a open dialogue communication between the devs or the PR teams that can actually provide information and updates to us, even if it is like once a month, I don't care. But I feel like that sort of thing is needed. It's cool that they released this cryptic message on a 2-year anniversary, so it's given me cause for hope that they're not going to wait for the PlayStation 5 version to be complete before they release this, which is likely next year, but instead they're going to provide this potentially at the Tokyo Game Show in terms of an update and a release for September. Who knows? Maybe the PlayStation version is so far ahead that we're all expecting a 26, but what if the PlayStation 5 version is almost complete and it's going to be ready for a 2025? I get it. It still sucks that that would mean they're prioritizing the PS5 version and, well, the PlayStation version in general. But at the end of the day, at least we're going to get it. And that still feels dirty to me. So Bethesda, Microsoft, get out there and just make your intentions known and let us know what is happening with Starfield. I'm super excited. I've loved this game from the beginning. Yes, I bought the collector's edition. I got my Chrono Watch. I got everything. I am all in with Starfield. It is the game I wanted. And I'm really hoping that we can continue down this road of just fun, intergalactic exploration, RPG story missions that lead on to other great things and provide you going down a wormhole of possibilities and mysteries and great storytelling, because that's what this game is all about. And hey, one of the features I want and I'm really hoping that they bring with this expansion is co-op. Co-op would radically change the scope, the vision, the perception of this game a lot. And one of the things I think they should do as well is redo the start of the game in terms of the whole tutorial onboarding. It is way too long. It puts a lot of people off. But Terran Armada is the one that we're looking at. Hopefully it's going to be good, and I'm really excited for it. And I hope you are too. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, do consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. And I'll see you in the next one. If you want to support what I do further, you can also leave a hype for these videos now. YouTube's new thing that they're doing. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, and remain legend.